My name is Debbie Finn, and I am the very proud principal at Highland Park High School. Today is about creating connections with your students' teachers, highlighting resources offered to you and your students, and presenting some of the incredible work being done by our giant students and staff.
En este video van a aprender sobre nuestros recursos y ver algunos ejemplos de lo que están haciendo los gigantes. Nos gustaría mostrarles algunas de las muchas maneras en que nuestros estudiantes y personal llegan a ser gigantes en nuestra casa en Vine.
One of the ways we work as a family to make our house on Vine a home is by naming our values and the way we treat each other as a community. For us, being giant means generous y generoso, inclusive y inclusivo, accountable y responsable, nurturing y cariñoso, and teammates y compañeros. These words embody the giant spirit that students and staff carry with them in their classes and daily life.
Our Fine and Applied Arts department is bustling. Only a few weeks into this semester and already students are creating. We cannot wait for you to witness our performances and view our finished work.
Nosotros ya estamos creando. Estamos muy orgullosos de exhibir nuestro arte en los pasillos y estamos muy entusiasmados de mostrar nuestras actuaciones.
Our awesome teachers would love to hear from you, as they are most knowledgeable about everything that goes on in class, whether it's about academic progress, curriculum, or anything else. Please reach out to your students' teachers.
Si tienen preguntas, por favor denle una llamada al maestro o al consejero de su estudiante. Otro recurso disponible para los estudiantes durante el día es el centro de acogida o el drop-in center. The counseling office is a one-stop shop for students and families to receive support. If you have a question, please reach out to your student's counselor.
During the day, all students have access to the drop-in center and its trained therapists. It's a great place to find support, access resources, problem solve, or meet with a variety of support groups.
Otra gran manera en que los padres pueden recibir apoyo es a través del enlace de comunidad escolar.
Soy Luisa Espinosa Lara y soy su enlace de comunidad escolar aquí en Highland Park High School. Les ayudo a los padres a navegar el sistema escolar, doy información sobre recursos de la escuela y comunitarios y organizo pláticas para los padres acerca de diferentes temas. Pueden llamarme si necesitan ayuda al 224-765-2336. Estaré encantada de ayudarles.
Our library is the hub of academic life at HP. We have incredible resources, including spaces dedicated to both individual and group work. The Learning Center, also known as the TLC, and our state-of-the-art media center and makerspace where students can create everything from documentaries to 3D printed tools.
La biblioteca es el centro de la vida académica en HP. Los recursos de la biblioteca incluyen muchos lugares para trabajo solo o en grupo, el TLC o el centro de aprendizaje y nuestro centro de multimedia y el espacio de creación.
While academics are the first thing that may come to mind when thinking about school, there are over 70 clubs offered to students as well as many fun events taking place all year long. In our house on Vine, there is a place for everyone to explore their interests and their passions.
Don't forget about HP Athletics. Come out and support our giant athletes.
Otras cosas pasando fuera de la clase incluyen clubs como banda de la marcha y deportes como hockey sobre césped y tenis.
We are so excited to be back together at school, embracing our giant spirit inside and outside the classroom.
Gracias por acompañarnos
y por ser un miembro esencial de nuestro equipo de los gigantes.
And like always, go Giants!
Go Giants! ¡Vamos Gigantes! Go Giants! ¡Vamos Gigantes!
once again, there's food available. Please feel free to step up, grab some food or a water, Coke or Diet Coke. There's some cookies. And we will start in approximately 5 minutes. We'll start in approximately 5 minutes. Thanks, everyone.
Post.
Focus on whoever's talking at the podium. I'll focus on the MC.
I know there's still some people trickling in, but we're going to go ahead and get started with tonight's presentation. I'd like to welcome everybody to the 23-24 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. My name is Paul Harris, and I serve as the athletic director at Highland Park High School. And my ties to this place and this community run deep. My mom began teaching here when I was 8 years old, and I've loved walking into this building ever since. I graduated from Highland Park High School in 1988 and began working here in the fall of 1992, coaching basketball and golf and teaching special education. In my journey from a young fan to an athlete to an educator, I have been influenced by so many people in this community, particularly through athletics. And there's such a sense of pride in Highland Park athletics and in this room tonight. I know many of you have traveled from far to be here. And we also know through the power of live streaming that people are tuning in all over the country. Before we meet our Hall of Famers, we want to take a few minutes and introduce some people who have worked extremely hard to make tonight possible. First, our administration. Principal Debbie Finn, who's here tonight in the back. Give Debbie a hand. Along with Holly Fleischer, Alicia Margettis, Lauren Stillwell, Matt Wallace, and Dr. Joaquin Stevenson. It's a great team to work with, and as an athletic department, we feel fortunate to work with such a dedicated group of individuals, many of whom are here tonight. Next, I'd like to give a shout out to our Hall of Fame committee. Many of these individuals are also here tonight. Colleen Boylini, Susie Bergioni, Michael Del Monte, Lydia Gonzalez, John Gorleski, Davey Lindquist, Bill McFarland, and Kathy Nachman. If we could give all of them a hand as well. This group is a group of loyal individuals who are committed to doing things the right way in hopes of advancing and enhancing Highland Park athletics. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't give a quick thank you to Joey Filer. Joey's our media center guru, and we have some of our HPTV students here tonight to make tonight's live stream possible. Joey, as well as Amelia in the Media Center, do so much to support Highland Park athletics, and they do it with tremendous class. Finally, our athletic department staff, who are truly some of the most unselfish people I've ever worked with. Our athletic administrative assistant, Sylvia Diego, who's worked so hard on all the details for tonight, from the flowers to the tablecloths. I mean, she does it all. And Sylvia consistently goes above and beyond her job description to help our students, our athletes, and our coaches. Sylvia's here tonight. If we could give her a hand. And recently chosen as Assistant Athletic Director of the Year in the state of Illinois, Colleen Boylini. Colleen is a tireless worker with a team-first attitude. She's a Highland Park graduate, member of the Highland Park Hall of Fame, and she serves on the Hall of Fame committee, as I mentioned. She also coaches lacrosse and is responsible to help administer 32 sports that we offer here at Highland Park High School. So Colleen, thanks for all you do. Last but not least, I want to thank my wife, who's here tonight, helping with the check-in. She's the toughest person I know, and while she did not attend HPHS, she is a true giant who bleeds blue and a giver in every sense of the word. Thank you, Erica. So the Highland Park Hall of Fame was established in the year 2003, and the goal of the founders of the Hall of Fame was to honor the past and inspire the present students at Highland Park High School and future students at Highland Park High School. And really have an impact on the communities of Highland Park, Highwood, and Fort Sheridan. The Hall of Fame has also been a tremendous source of pride for those with connections to our Hall of Famers. Many of you are here tonight in support of one of the 3 inductees. And we talk to our student athletes all the time about being the kind of teammate who can take joy in the success of others. That's a huge part of being a great teammate. And so for those of you who have come tonight in support of Emily, Coach Parker, and Josh, I want to thank you for modeling for our athletes, and we have athletes here tonight as well. Our wrestling program is here in support of Coach Parker. I really want to thank everyone who's here for modeling what it means to take joy in the success of others. We're going to hear 3 incredible stories tonight, and it really has been a privilege to organize tonight's festivities. So now I'm going to turn the microphone over to our MC, a 1984 graduate of Highland Park, the voice of the boys basketball program, Mr. Jimmy Klein.
Hi everybody, welcome to tonight's festivities. As Paul said, my name is Jimmy Klein, graduated from 1984 from HPHS. I have been the PA announcer for the boys basketball program for 12 years. And absolutely love doing PA, and one of the other benefits is just to be involved in such a special evening like tonight is going to be. So I want to thank Paul and Colleen for getting me involved in all this. So without further ado, I think we're going to start the festivities. First I want to introduce Kate Straka, Social Studies teacher and head coach, soccer coach at Highland Park High School. As her coach, Kate is here tonight to introduce Emily Feldman, our first inductee of the evening.
Awesome. Hi, y'all. I am so excited to be here. Unlike Jimmy and Paul, I did not go to Highland Park High School, but for the moment, I think I was 22 years old, I was living in Dominican Republic, and my old boss called me and was like, would you like to interview at Highland Park High School? I said, I'm currently in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Can you wait a couple weeks? And they did, and I haven't left since. I feel like Highland Park has nurtured me as an adult. And I'm so proud to be a Giant. I bleed blue too. And I'm so excited to be here to represent Emily and her family. We go way back. I've taught, I think, Stephen. I've coached both Emily and Shelly, and I'm just so excited to be here. So thank you for letting me talk about, gush about, reminisce about the great Emily Feldman. I'm honored to speak on behalf of the numerous coaches that Emily was coached by, some who are in attendance and some who aren't, as well as her teammates. As one of Emily's coaches, both in basketball and in soccer, I stand here not only to honor Emily's achievements on the field, but to share the profound impact she's had on the Giant athletic community. For those of you who love Emily and adore her, you all know she's more than just an amazing athlete. And for those of you who are just meeting Emily for the first time tonight, she is a leader whose influence truly transcends the boundaries of the soccer pitch, the basketball court, and the cross-country trail. Throughout Emily's career at Highland Park, she's exemplified the qualities of leadership, resilience, and compassion that have endeared her to her fans, her friends, and her family. Now, Emily competed at a time in youth athletics where it was increasingly becoming a world of single sport specialists. Many athletes were choosing the comfort of one path, but however, for Emily, she could not be confined to one athletic arena. Her ability to dance across the fields. Actually, wait, Emily, did you do dance at Highland Park? No? Stephen, is she a good dancer? Just like a good brother. So Okay, so there was one sport that maybe Emily didn't master at her time at Highland Park, but I guess we'll give her that, because pretty much any sport Emily touched, she excelled at, whether that be basketball, soccer, or cross country. Her diverse expertise across many sports left a mark on the athletic department here at Highland Park. And I think this speaks to the extraordinary power of being a well-rounded athlete in a sea of specialists. Even if that means maybe your dance moves suffered a little bit because you were here at Highland Park for countless hours after school competing for the Giants. As you can see from Emily's stats on the screen, on the field, Emily's greatness was undeniable. As her soccer coach, she dazzled spectators with her skills and her incredible speed, and also her determination. She led her teams to victories time and time again, earning accolades from fans, opposing coaches, and peers alike. To put in perspective Emily's greatness, I'm going to spend some time teaching you all a little soccer trivia, because I know we have some wrestlers in here and some basketball fans. So some of you might not be aware of the ins and outs of soccer. So let me just take a moment to teach y'all. At the high school level, a soccer match is 80 minutes in length. Statistically speaking, each individual soccer player will have the ball at her feet for about 2 minutes of the game. That's not a lot of time. Now, Emily played primarily as a striker or a forward. So statistically speaking, strikers have the ball at their feet for even less time. So, to score 60 goals, have 5 career hat tricks, break your own season scoring record 3 times, tells you how effective, actually how very, and just one more very for emphasis, effective Emily was with the ball at her feet. My soccer brain looks at those stats and it melts. It melts. It's incredible. And as a room full of competitors, coaches, and sports fans, I think it's pretty easy to be wowed by Emily's on-the-field accomplishments. It's pretty awesome. But we know it's not her athletic ability that set her apart from other athletes here at Highland Park. It was her leadership, both on and off the field, that truly defined her legacy, and ultimately what earned her a spot here in the Hall of Fame at Highland Park. She's inspired others to persevere in the face of adversity, to strive for excellence, Through her actions, Emily taught her teammates the importance of humility, integrity, and grace under pressure. So no matter what sport Emily was competing in, she demonstrated an unparalleled level of dedication, skill, and sportsmanship. Her ability to read the game, make strategic decisions, and lead her team to victory showcased her exceptional soccer, basketball, and cross-country skills. In a world that is often defined by competition, Emily stood as a shining example of sportsmanship. She understood that true greatness is not measured solely by wins and losses, but by the impact that we have around others. And I think in a room right now filled with so much love, we can all appreciate that. As we celebrate her induction into the Hall of Fame tonight, let us not only applaud Emily's remarkable achievements on the field, on the court, and on the trail, but also recognize the profound legacy she has left off the field. Let us honor her leadership, her compassion, and her unwavering commitment to Highland Park athletics. Congratulations, Emily. Now come up and give us a speech.
Thank you, Coach Straka. I will save you all. I won't do any dance moves tonight. So I just wanted to say a few words. It's really awesome to be here. Thank you for the panel, for the induction. Sports have been a huge part of my life, my whole life, and it all started here in Highland Park. So I wanted to thank my coaches, some of whom are here, Coach Straka, Coach Bechtel, Coach Maney, for their help in honing my game, but also to become a leader And I also was thinking some of my earliest coaches are here. My mom and my uncle Bruce, who were my coaches when I was about 5 years old, playing AYSO, and Coach Nachman and Coach Boilini, who were my coaches when I was a softball player before I retired because I couldn't hit the ball. I also wanted to thank my family, who's here, and my sister, who should be watching on the screen, hi Shelly, for all their love and support throughout my athletic career and today. And also to my teammates, because I wouldn't have seen team success nor personal success on the field without them, and some who are still my lifelong friends. When I was a freshman in high school, I made the varsity soccer team. And I was a little intimidated because I was the youngest one, everyone was good, everyone had friends, and I was a little bit nervous that questioning whether I deserved to be there, whether people would like me. And I think it was the first week in Coach Drake, I don't know if you remember this, but I was tasked with leading the team in a 1-2-3 Giants after practice. And I was nervous, I was shy, and I thought, what better way to start this than try a joke. So I said something, I don't remember what I said, but I said some sort of thing I thought would be funny and then led the Go Giants. And to my surprise, the team laughed. And after that, Coach Draco pulled me aside and said, see if people listen to you and you can make an impact. And that's something that I have taken with me, not only through a successful career in high school athletics, but on to Emory University, where I played 4 years of soccer, into grad school, and now in my professional career, where I work for the government in Washington, D.C. So sports, like I said, have been important to me my whole life. They've helped me to become who I am today, and it all started here. So thank you all again for the nomination. Congratulations to Coach Parker and to Josh. And while I'm sad Josh couldn't be here today, his family is here, the Sacobans and the Wexlers, who are dear family friends of ours. So it's great to see them. Thanks again, and go Giants.
Thank you, Emily. That was awesome. Norm Parker, our next Hall of Famer, graduated a very long time ago. And lots of people have traveled near and far to celebrate with him tonight. Here to introduce Norm Parker is one of his former wrestlers. Please welcome to the podium, Mike Powell.
So I cry every time I do a public speech. If it's about Coach Parker, I just ask you to be patient with me. I practiced this in the car on the way up here, and then I had to sit there for 15 minutes to make sure my face wasn't red when I walked in. So you go on LinkedIn or these professional development sites now, and the phrase servant leader comes up, and it's a really big thing now. Empathy, compassion, patience. And in the 1970s and the 1980s, when coaches of wrestling were macho and fierce, and they led through fear, there was one guy who was a servant leader before everybody else. And while Coach was a Big Ten champion twice, an outstanding wrestler of the toughest wrestling tournament in America, and he was tough as nails, and he expected his wrestlers to be tough as nails, and he certainly taught us how to be. Coached 8 or 9 teams in the 1980s that were all ranked in the top 10 in the state, including a team that made the state finals in 1988. Matt Mena's here from the team, and he taught us a lot of wrestling. But he did it with almost never raising his voice. And the things that we remember, this army of hundreds of guys who just idolize this man. The things that we remember are really not the wrestling. And it's the test of a great coach. I remember the things he said to me when I was trying his patience. You know, when I was a hard kid to coach. I remember those things he said to me. And I remember the feeling I got from having this incredible man in my life. For the first time in my life, I felt what it meant to feel like, to be loved by somebody I wasn't blood related to. And the love was unconditional. And so when coaches, wrestlers talk about coach, it is about those things. It's about compassion and generosity and goodness. And I mean this from the, not because I'm standing up here, I would say this, and I bet 100 other men would stand here and say this. He's the single most good human I have ever met in my life. He is like pure to the core. And it radiates throughout, and generations of men now, thousands of people who Coach was invested in, who have been profoundly impacted by his presence. So I had the honor of taking over the Oak Park Wrestling program after Coach Collins did from Coach Parker. And a couple times a year I would talk to the kids about the difference between being a good man and a great man. And this speech I gave was always, I always thought about Coach. He was the impetus for this, and he was the inspiration behind it. And I would tell them, you can be a good man. You can do right. You can be honest, live a good life. Or you can be a great man. And you can do all the things that good men do, and you can invest in others. Coach spent his life investing in others. And we talk a lot about paying it forward in the education world, and we talk a lot about giving back. And this man modeled it for us. And there is literally, there's an Olympian here, a state finalist here, and there are countless other men whose lives are better and everybody around them are better because of their time with Coach. If you'll indulge me about another story, I'm semi about myself again. Coach's influence was so deep on mine that I modeled my entire adult life after him. I chose my career, I chose my profession because of Coach. And I set out at 23 years old with the mission to be fractionally as impactful as he is on all of his wrestlers. Coach deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because of his coaching accolades and his wrestling accolades. But the Hall of Fame that he lives in with all of the people that he was involved with is this just profoundly deep impact. And it's almost indescribable. He's just an amazing man. And I'm, Coach, on behalf of your wrestlers and their families who were deeply impacted and all their loved ones, we love you so much. Thank you. And we are so grateful to you. Nicole and Coach, come on.
Hello, everybody. That was a hard talk to follow. I'll do the best I can. I have some comments that I wrote down. I graduated from this high school in 1960, and I'm still around. I received a call from Mr. Harris in early December. He informed me that I had been selected to be inducted into the High School Hall of Fame. Wow, that was a shock to me. When I attended this high school, I was a quiet, very shy young man. I was a good kid, just quiet. I made no fuss. I always worked hard. That's what I did. I grew up in Deerfield. Back then, Deerfield was a semi-rural town. My mom was a super mom. She raised me and my two siblings by herself. When I was a freshman at Highland Park High School, I went out for football. I weighed 103 pounds. I was not a star. When the winter sports season came around, my mother encouraged me to try swimming. You're a good little swimmer, Normie. I decided to try wrestling instead. Needless to say, I think I made the right choice. I was a child of the 60s. After graduating from college, I went on to teach in the inner city of Chicago. I coached in the city. I had some really good wrestlers, some amazing human beings as well. Some of them are here tonight. A couple of the kids I coached back then, Danny and arms around somewhere. There's Carm. By the way, those two, I'll call them young men. I don't know if they'd agree now. They both wrestled on the Puerto Rican Olympic team. Wow. What year was that? Okay. Anyhow, they're fantastic human beings. I love them. Eventually, I ended up at Oak Park River Forest High School to teach and coach. I had some great kids there as well. We placed second in the state one year. Some of my Oak Park wrestlers are here tonight. Some of my Chicago wrestlers, as I've mentioned already, are here also. I'm an old man now. I do the best I can. I march on. I march slowly now, but I still march on. I would like to thank the many people who have helped me on my journey, and there are many. It is because of them that I am here tonight. Yes, many people have held my hand. I'm a lucky old goat. Thank you.
Beautiful. Our next Hall of Fame inductee, Josh Wexler, is someone that I grew up with. Tonight, Wex is being inducted as a basketball player. However, let me tell you something. He was a fantastic all-around athlete as well. He was a slick fielding shortstop with a sweet lefty swing who made a name for himself in 16-inch softball at Sunset Park in Highland Park. Lots of people are here in support of Josh tonight. Here to talk about Josh are two former Giants who know him very well. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome J.B. Fleischer and Peter Rudman.
I'm humbled and honored to be asked to present this award to my longtime friend and teammate, Josh Wexler. I first knew of Wex when we competed against each other as little kids at the Highwood Rec Center. And then we continued to battle throughout junior high at the old Highland Park Rec Center, where we played on the middle courts, which was the court that all the guys wanted to play on. I was then lucky enough to become his teammate midway through my freshman year at Highland Park. And Wex took me, he was a sophomore, and he took me under his wing the very first day of practice, and he said, "I got you, Pete, just follow me." And I did. That season we spent a lot of time together as the two youngest guys in the team, and Josh made sure that I knew every drill and every play. He even drove me home from practice every day after school, kind of the accountability partners which they have right now, which we did back in 1983. Josh taught me what it meant to play basketball at Highland Park High School and what it meant to be a Giant. And from there, our friendship of over 40 years began. Teammates always is something that he still says to this day. On the court, he was smooth. A killer handle, lightning quick jumper, and an uncanny knack to find the open man, which suited well for me. And his intangibles were off the charts. He was a team-first guy, relentless competitor, selfless motivator. Wex was always in the right place on offense and defense. And he never got yelled at once by Coach Colsey and Coach Wainwright, which was really impressive. He was the prototypical point guard, making everyone better around him. Josh played on 3 straight conference championship teams. He was part of the legendary Sweet 16 team, and he led the 1985 Giants to the sectional championship game, where we lost in a heartbreaking overtime game versus Carmel, and that was the final game of his illustrious career. Some of the stats are on the board over there. Josh and I kept in touch with each other all throughout college as we were both playing college basketball on the East Coast. And we knew we were really lucky to have that opportunity to play college basketball. And we would talk all the time about how lucky we were. And ironically, we both played in the NCAA tournament the same year in 1988. We were also there for each other during some tough times. And Wex was one of the first people that I heard from when I was diagnosed with cancer during my junior year in college. He also made a surprise visit to come see me right in the middle of his senior season, and that meant the world to me. You know, teammates always. After college, Josh became a successful entrepreneur with some of his college basketball buddies, of course. Then in 1994, married Christine, and soon thereafter, he completed his personal starting 5 with 3 beautiful children, Hannah, Tucker, and Jackson. And it is not a surprise that Josh is an even better father than he is a basketball player. Almost 4 years ago, Josh was diagnosed with cancer. He knew the fight he had in front of him would not be easy. He told me, "It's time to strap it on and tackle this." He vowed to win each and every day, no matter how hard things were, and he has done just that. Through all of his debilitating treatments and surgeries, Josh never stopped making all of us around him better, continuing to be the fiery competitor, the consummate leader, unwavering motivator. The point guard on the court became the point guard off the court, inspiring us all. I saw Josh last month, and we talked a lot about family and basketball. And over the last 4 years, it's pretty much all our conversations went. He loves talking about Jackson and Tucker living and working in New York, and Hannah making a life for herself in Charleston. We also talked about Highland Park basketball. We talked a lot about Highland Park basketball and how lucky we are to have the memories and the relationships that we have with each other still to this day. And you can see by all the guys in the back of the room are all the guys that we played with. Teammates always has never been so true. So today we are here to honor a Hall of Famer in more ways than one. A Hall of Fame father, point guard, teammate, friend, brother, and son. I hope he's watching. We all love you, Wex, and congrats. Teammates always.
I want to first start out by thanking Athletic Director Paul Harris and the Wexler family for entrusting Peter and me to speak here tonight about Josh. I know Josh is watching along with his beautiful family, Christine, Hannah, Jackson, and Tucker, his amazing younger brother, John, and it's so special to have Debbie here with her family tonight. Nothing, as Peter said, means more to Josh than his family. I've had the honor and pleasure of knowing Josh for well over 40 years. Josh was teammates here at Highland Park and best friends with my late brother, David Fleischer. As a result of David and Josh's incredibly close friendship, I was lucky enough to spend a lot of time with Josh growing up and into adulthood, and I consider him to be like a brother to me. Being 3 years younger than Josh, I looked up to him, and still do. He was such a cool guy on and off the court. Forget about be like Mike, I wanted to be like Wex. Super smart, handsome, nicest guy in the world, and obviously an awesome hooper. We've heard from Peter about Josh's excellence on the basketball court, and I completely agree with that. I have never seen a better guard here at Highland Park than Wex, but without question, Josh is a better human being. And that really is an incredible but true statement. Josh has always been the most positive, kind, and caring person I know. My brother battled a dreadful illness for a long time, and Josh was always there supporting not only David, but my entire family. He always made time to come into town from New York and be with him, be with David. It meant so much not only to my brother, but to me as well. Simply put, there is no one better than Wex. Peter talked about, and you can see up there, Josh's career at Cornell, which was stellar. He was Ivy League, the team was the Ivy League champs his junior year, played in the NCAA tournament against Arizona, where he went up against Steve Kerr and Sean Elliott, to name a couple guys. We won't mention the final score of that game, but still was a great experience. There was a toughness to Wex on the court and a true competitor. What wasn't mentioned was there was a game in 1987 at Syracuse in the Carrier Dome, and Josh and his teammates were involved in a little bit of a brawl. And it's true, you can look on YouTube, and if you search 1987 Syracuse-Cornell fight, you'll see number 15 on the big red standing toe-to-toe with Derek Brower, who was 6'9" and 250 pounds. Now, I can't lie and say that Wex got the best of Mr. Brower that night, but he wasn't afraid. He was there, he had real guts, and he stuck up and looked out for his teammates, just like he's always done for his family and friends. Josh and I always have a great laugh every time we're together talking about that game and the ensuing brawl. Finally, I also want to talk about what Josh and his family have been going through for the past almost 4 years. As Peter mentioned right at the start of COVID, Josh was diagnosed with brain cancer. In typical Wex fashion, he has handled this unfathomable adversity with positivity, strength, perseverance, and class. I truly do not know any other person who could have handled what's been thrown at him other than Wex. Just days after his initial brain surgery to remove the tumor, Christine sent out a video, and in that video was Josh outside in his driveway shooting baskets with his sons Jackson and Tucker. It was truly remarkable, and of course his jumper was silky smooth as always. There is no better role model than Josh Wexler. He's taught everyone around him to live every day to its fullest and to take every day as a gift. As Wex likes to say, win the day, and he certainly has in spades. Lisa and I had an opportunity to visit with Josh a couple months ago in New York, and we left that visit truly in awe of Josh. His positivity and strength is an inspiration to everyone who comes into contact with him. He's just a special, special person, and so deserving of this incredible Hall of Fame honor. Josh, I know you're watching. Congratulations to you and your entire family. Well done, Wex. I love you.
Debbie, would you like to come up and say some words? Josh's sister, Debbie.
I'll try and say some words. Thank you so much. This is just beautiful. Thanks so much to Peter and JB for everything you've said. My name is Debbie Wexler-Sakobin. I am Josh Wexler's older sister. I want to start by saying a big hi to Josh, who's in his apartment in the Bronx with his sons, my nephews Jackson and Tucker, and a very close friend, Don. Also watching, his daughter Hannah in Charleston, my sister-in-law Christine, my brother John in Portland, so many family and friends across the country. It's really, really special. My earliest memories of Josh probably won't surprise many of you who have known him for decades. Many of you are here tonight, which is amazing. Most toddlers have some sort of transitional object, a pacifier, a soft blankie of some kind, a stuffed animal. For Josh, it was a ball. It was usually a basketball, often almost as big as him, but it could have been a football or a baseball. He was a multi-hyphenate. He dressed primarily in White Sox jerseys because our parents were Southsiders, or Bulls jerseys, and always had a baseball cap nearby, if not on his head. He was outside in our backyard virtually year-round, hitting a tennis ball against the garage, playing catch with the older boys in the neighborhood because they were the only ones he could actually have a nice catch with, or tossing a football to our brother John or my dad, and more often than not, shooting hoops. If things were different, Josh would never have missed a chance to come back to Highland Park. Maybe not to come to the high school, but to go to Michael's and get some cheddar fries, maybe a cheddar burger, and then he would have strolled in at 5:29 for a 5:30 ceremony. You guys may have been stressing, you people in charge. I certainly would have been stressing as the older sister, typical firstborn. Where was he? I'd be sweating, what could have happened? You know who wouldn't have been stressing about walking in just in time? Josh Wexler. He has a remarkable, and still has a remarkable coolness and confidence about him. This has served him throughout his life and in the business world. His drive and passion, evidenced early in life, really came to light during his high school basketball days. He was always willing to do the hard work. Never more true than after his diagnosis of glioblastoma, brain cancer, in March of 2020. With so much grace and strength, he vowed to try anything and everything to ensure that he would be around for his family, friends, coworkers. He went through, as JD said, brain surgery, radiation, and chemo, all with the competitive mindset of an athlete. He has kept that fighting spirit for almost 4 years, beating all of the odds in spades. Josh has approached fatherhood, friendships, and business with a sports mindset. What's our next play? Let's build the best team. Let's talk about our game plan. Always a leader, and as you heard, consistently positive. His attitude has rubbed off on so many people in his life, mine included. He has more friends than anybody I know, so many of whom are former basketball teammates, either from Highland Park High School, Cornell, the U.S. men's Maccabea team, where he played and won the gold medal for the United States in the equivalent of Israel's Olympics. He still regularly talks to his high school basketball coach, Jerry Wainwright, and Coach Wainwright even visited Josh just a couple of weeks ago, and in the Bronx. It was amazing. Josh was thrilled. The bonds of playing on a team together are long-lasting, as so many of you know who are here today know firsthand. His teammates are his lifelong friends and have always been a crucial part of Team Josh, especially during this battle with brain cancer. Even today, with all that he is facing, he would be the first person to tell us, don't think, just play. On behalf of Josh and our entire family, thank you so much for this honor.
As Peter Rudman mentioned, he visited Josh recently in New York, and we were able to capture some video that we're going to try to play for you right now.
Becoming a part of the Highland Park basketball community is seriously one of the most incredible honors that I've ever been able to be a part of, and just feel very grateful.
Can we get one more big hand for all of our Hall of Famers? I know I speak for a lot of our coaches who are here tonight, that to have video of this and then be able to use it with some of our programs, to have our wrestling program here, hearing these stories about athletes from different generations at Highland Park and what their athletic experience meant to them while they were here, and then propelled them to do things in the future with this solid foundation that they gained from teammates, coaches, and the love of their sport. I want to make a few acknowledgments real quick as we transition a little bit. I want to thank Backyard Grill, who helped us with all the food tonight, and Bent Fork Bakery. If you did not get one of those cookies yet, make sure you grab one. They are phenomenal. But two local businesses that really are always there for us when we need anything. Our Giants Club, the Highland Park Giants Club, is here selling some merchandise. We have representatives from the Giants Club, and the support that our parent booster organization gives our athletic department allows us to do things as a department to really make our athletes feel special, and in this case, make our alumni feel special. So big thanks to the Giants Club. And then I'd like to acknowledge 3 people who are retiring at the end of this year. Our principal, Debbie Finn, and assistant principal, Alicia Margettis. They're both here tonight. And their support of our athletes, they are ever present and there to support in any way possible, whether it's handing out blue bracelets as people are coming in, to helping with hospitality, to being at countless athletic events during the year. It feels, I think our athletes notice when they have principals and assistant principals showing up to games. And then Chris Riley is one of our wrestling coaches who is stepping down, retiring from teaching at the end of the year. With Coach Parker going in, I just want to give a shout out to Coach Riley, who's done so much over his 20 plus years at Highland Park to make our wrestling program feel special. He's transformed our intramural gym into one of the best facilities for wrestling in the area, and he will be greatly missed. So shout out to Coach Riley.
a lot of people have asked, how do people get nominated for the Hall of Fame? Like, how did this happen? And the way it happens is we have a link to our website that's live from April 15th to September 15th. And so the way athletes were nominated was between those dates, we received nominations for multiple people. The committee then meets. Those being nominated, whoever nominated Coach Parker, Emily, and Josh had to submit a lot of information, photos, articles, statistics, lots of different things, so that the committee can go through and make determinations based on different criteria. We have athletes in our Hall of Fame, we have coaches in our Hall of Fame, and then as you walk down the hallway to the gym, you'll see the plaques. There's also friends, people who have done things for the athletic department over the years in different ways. But if you're sitting out there and you say, boy, I know somebody who should be in the Hall of Fame, please send us the information, look on the website. These are 3 great stories and 3 people who are incredibly deserving, but it took somebody nominating them in order for the committee to see their stories. In closing, I'd like to read the following passage, which was written by the founding members of the Hall of Fame committee. And I think after hearing about Emily and Coach Parker and Wex, it's incredibly fitting. There are times when greatness meets dedication. Determination partners with skill. And sheer will breaks barriers and conquers odds. Those moments become fuel for legends. Those moments become our tradition, establish our future goals, and set the bar for future generations. Tonight, we look back at the human ladder of success and thank those upon whose shoulders we proudly stand. They are our legacy. The individuals honored in our Hall of Fame represent the core of our tradition. The achievements of these inductees are listed in history books. But tonight they are honored not so much for those statistics, but for the examples they have set, the lives they have changed, and for what they have instilled in others. So please take a moment tonight as you travel from here to the gym, and I'll go over some details about how we'll recognize our Hall of Famers when we head down to the gym. But please take time to look at the plaques on the wall. They are part of the fabric of this institution. They are our role models, they are our leaders, and they are the tradition of Highland Park athletics. And with the continuation of the Hall of Fame, that will ensure that not just these individuals here tonight, but anybody who competed on any team at Highland Park won't be forgotten. The girls' basketball game is starting at 7 o'clock approximately. It's senior night for our girls tonight. It's also junior high band night, junior high cheer night. There's going to be a lot of people running around here, a lot of energy in the building. If you didn't get a wristband, and you're going to stay to see the Hall of Famers be recognized, make sure you grab a wristband from Ms. Finn, Ms. Margettis, and Erica on your way out, and they will. That way, the ticket takers will know that you're with the Hall of Fame group, and you get into the game. Hopefully, you'll stay for the game. But really, it's between the first and second quarter that we're going to stop the game. And we will ask Emily and Coach Parker and Debbie to come to the scorer's table and come out on the court. If any of Josh's teammates want to come as well, you are more than welcome. If some family members want to come with, that is definitely okay. That will happen between the first and second quarters, and we're really excited for the whole community to meet all 3 of you and to present what you've meant to this institution. So thanks to everybody for coming tonight. We have extra food, so feel free to come up if you didn't get a chance earlier. And what I love to always say is it's It's a great day to be a Giant wherever you are, and I think today fits. It's a great day to be a Giant wherever you are. So thanks, everyone. Just for an update, we have time. The